Hey, what is up everybody? Today we are going to do a head-to-head video on these two FPV backpacks, the Lowepro BPX1 and the ThinkThank Session. Alright, so if you guys have been following my channel, you've noticed that I've used both these backpacks for about a month each and have experienced their pros, their cons, and what I like best about them. And to be straightforward, both of them are great backpacks, but today we're going to give them a head-to-head battle and kind of just go over some pros and some cons. I'm going to go ahead and put a list up on the screen for you, showing you kind of what both of them do and what features they have. Alright, so now that you have seen the list of what each backpack has for its features, let's go ahead and dig into them individually and go over them. So starting off with the Lowepro BPX1, this was the first backpack I purchased and used it for about a month and enjoyed it. It is a great backpack. It is very small in form factor, but it can get everything done for you. So going ahead and starting with the outside, this backpack does hold two quads very comfortably. And I really like how they do it. It just goes over the main frame of the quadcopter and snaps in. And with extending these straps, you can also add a second one here, or if you'd like, you could leave the straps on the side and place it there. I just find it more comfortable on the top. Now, also on the front, you have one hard pocket. We open that up for you. You'll see it. Not going to hold much, but it can hold extra parts, batteries, propellers, tools, anything you need that you could think of that fits in there. And it's hard, so it's going to protect it. And then if we move to the side of the backpack, you're going to have a zipper pocket and a stretchy pocket that is made for either drinks or tripods or anything you can stuff in there. And on the other side, we're going to have the same thing, another zipper pocket and another stretchy pocket. And then if we rotate to the bottom of the bag, we do have a zipper pocket that includes the attached rain cover that you could pull out and stretch over the front of the bag with your quads on or off. Alright, where this bag is a little different is it opens up from the back side. So if we have it flipped over like this, you're just going to go ahead and unzip it and open it up. So with this backpack, what I really like about it is very well structured, very well laid out. This is a little modified from when I was using it. I have my goggles here, my radio here, tools here, tiny whoop case, I had charger, batteries, and then in the top compartment extra parts, tools, and just more zip ties and extra parts in the bottom. I just laid my bag of propellers right over the top of everything and closed it. So again, if you want to find out more about this one and the layout and how I was using it, check out the video. I'll put it up here in the top for you. But overall, this is a really great backpack, really small form factor, which I really liked, and overall the materials are nice. Really good padding. Overall, if you go back to the front of the bag here, whoopsie. Go back to the front of the bag here. We have just good overall materials. They're thick. They're not going to get worn out as easy. Also, the bag itself is more padded and holds its structure really well. So if you're traveling, throwing it in the top of an airplane or something like that, it's going to take the beating and protect your parts. So those are some of the things I like about this backpack. So now we've gone over mostly what I like about the backpack. If I had to go over anything I did not like, it'd probably be that I had to modify it a little bit to really comfortably fit additional quads. Not really a big deal because it actually worked out in my favor. It is a little smaller, but again, I knew that going into it, so just keep that in mind. This is probably going to be the smallest FPV backpack you can get, but can still hold everything for you. And the pockets are a little tight on the sides, but again, really great backpack. So let's go ahead and talk about the ThinkThank. Alright, so this is the ThinkThank Session, and right off the bat you can kind of tell that this is going to be more of a casual looking backpack, not so edgy or futuristic looking, but with the casual look comes with the material. It is going to be a little softer than the Lowepro, and it is has more flex to it and not as much padding. So if you're traveling, you want to be a little bit more careful, knowing that you can't just throw this bag into a compartment. But let's go ahead and talk about why I like this backpack and why I'm using this one as my daily now. So same thing, we're going to just go over the outside of it. Let's move this over. So this one has straps for your quadcopters. Now these straps are going to be on the sides, and they are not movable or removable or movable like the Lowepro, but this one, the way I was using it, is strapping the arms of my 6-inch one, because it actually reaches all the way across like this. And then for any additional quads, I was just attaching them over the body, which is what I prefer, because going over the arms you are rubbing your cables. But this one you can fit one on each side here, there, on the bottom. This one probably holds a little bit more when it comes to your quadcopters, but both of them are going to get, you know, at least 2 on there comfortably, maybe 3. Alright, and also on the front you're going to get a pocket. This pocket is not hard covered, it is soft, so you want to keep in mind when you're throwing things in there. But I use it for just my cables and extra batteries and things like that for the GoPro. And on the bottom, just like the Lowepro, there is another pocket, and I have the rain cover in there. So both of them have that. On the side, this side you're going to have your stretchy pocket. They, I feel like, open up a little bit further than the Lowepro, but the material seems like it might wear out quicker. It does have a strap here included to put down like a tripod or a larger drink or anything you put there, which I do use it for my camera tripod for my GoPro. And on this side, you're going to get a stretchy pocket and a zipper pocket. And it has about the same amount of space as the Lowepro. So very simple on the outside. And one other thing, on the bottom of this bag, you do have more tie downs, which work really well with a chair, like a camping chair, where with the Lowepro you'd have to maybe hang it off or see if you could stuff it in one of those side pockets there. And here's where this one really changes though, and makes it different from the Lowepro. You're not going to flip this one up, flip it over to open it. You are just going to go ahead and open up these 2 zippers here, and this is what's really cool. Right away, I've only opened it up maybe a quarter of the way. You flip it open, and you have access to everything you really need to fly. You already had your quadcopters on the outside. You can grab your goggles right here, and you have your radio right here, and you're ready to go. I find that really awesome. But if we go ahead and open it up all the way, I'll show you how I have this bag laid out for me. You can also watch the other video, I'll put it up here in the corner for you, of my first impressions and how I was laying it out at that time, and you can see how much I've changed it here. So I was able to get the Fat Sharks in a case, which for me was a big deal. I also, which don't have them on here, which is surprising, there it is, was able to get a 3D printed cover for my gimbals. And with this on here, I strongly suggest this if you're not going to run the ThinkThank Trannis or just radio cover, which I do not run it because I do find it takes up too much space in the bag. But now with these on, you can slide it in and your gimbals are protected. You're not going to have to worry about them getting smashed or worn out. So there's that. I'm going to take this out for you. And I am now using the straps up here for an extra Fat Shark battery, my antennas, all the tools you'll need to ever really work on a quadcopter, battery checker, GoPro lens protectors, and a cable to change the on-screen display. And then down here I am running a travel charger, which is from ISDT, which you've seen in my other videos as well. Fits perfectly in that spot. and I am also running their brick for powering up the charger off a wall. Then here I'm using the ThinkThank battery holders. I'm running 8 total batteries in here, which I find to be plenty for me at the moment. I'm running my tiny whoop. So again, in the other video I wasn't able to fit all this. A little bit of modification of these, which are on Velcro. I got everything in here now. And down here I have extra parts, my tools case, which is again just more parts if you go down, you need to fix something, and my screen, and the last compartment down here, propellers. So maybe this wasn't fair since this bag was not packed up to show this one completely packed, but this may explain why I'm using this as my daily. Right away this fits just a little bit more. All this was in this bag, but very tight. And with this, where this is, I'd say it excels, is they've used the same amount of space that this backpack has, but have put it in vertical or angled shelves, which utilizes this space a little bit better and allowing me to squeeze that much more in there. And then also you still have the top, so all the extra parts are right here, tape, zip ties, an extra arm, antennas, and then in this one I just have a grab bag of other stuff such as charging cables and just anything you want to put in there. So once again, as you could tell as I'm packing this up, you can see this bag is a lot more flimsy. So when it comes to protecting your gear, you're going to want to think about that. So again, gimbal covers, cases, things like that. But when you're going out to the field quickly, I find that this bag allows me to unpack and pack up a little bit faster, and it holds a little bit more, which I just prefer. Overall, I think both these backpacks have a place in the market, and I'm still going to be using both of them. It just depends what I do. If I travel, I'm probably going to use the Lowepro, and I'm even thinking about getting the larger BPX2 for traveling to allow me to put the quad in the inside, and or even ThinkThank, which has their larger backpack, which you could probably stuff your clothes and everything in. So check those both out on their websites. And if I had to give any other recommendations, if this video does not answer your questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to let you know. And then if that still does not work out, go to your local shop or go out to the field where people are flying and ask them to check out their backpack and how they have it packed, because getting hands-on is really going to help, getting understanding of the material, how this is again more flimsy. You could already see some wear in it, while this I've used it for the same amount of time and it's still very stiff, very padded, and really no wear. So again, pros and cons, both of them are going to get the job done. Both of them are going to pack about the same amount of equipment. This one just squeezes out the Lowepro by a little bit on that and gets a few more things in there. So that's pretty much the head-to-head comparison that I can give you and my experiences. Now it's up to you just to figure out which one you like. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them below and I will answer those comments. Please subscribe, share this video, and like it so I can keep on pumping out this content. You guys have a good day.